Welcome to the No Name Brand Podcast. My name is Sashka Hanarappel, actress, singer, dancer, turned brand marketing, sales, and advertising strategist who brands your soul. And each week I bring you an inspiring person or message to help you discover your undergod, turn up your leadership notches, challenge the status quo, because you're fast and furious with a powerful message to share with the world. Thank you for taking time out with me today, and without further ado, let's get our creative and wisdom juices flowing. Hey everybody, it's Sashka, and I'm doing something a little bit different today. I'm going to be speaking about life purpose and how to find it. And I thought what I would do is speak about it myself. So I'm doing a little bit of a solo thing. How exciting. So I'm going to get straight to it. So I know many of you, and including myself, we've all come to this pivotal moment where we ask ourselves, what the hell am I living for? Like, wake up, go to work, sleep. Those other happy people who have it all and smile throughout the day, how do they do it? Is it something that I can have? As a kid, you might have wanted to become something. Whether it be a profession or you wanted just straight hair, you wanted to become something. And as your kid, your something was either ridiculed or supported. Now, for most, it was the former. So that something turned into nothing but a thought, a speck of a bigger dream. So again, you ask yourself, what am I here for? Now, you hear everywhere from the experts and the gurus and people that have made it, and they're talking about passion and they're talking about life purpose and authenticity, and that you're here for a reason, for a purpose. Now, if that's the case, what is that purpose, and why is it so disillusional to grasp and live out so that you too can be like one of those other happy people who always smile? Now, this train of thought is something that every single one of us go through. Every single one of us at every stage in our lives, whether we're young, going into teenage years, coming out into the millennials, older, just had kids, we're always questioning some part of our lives where we feel unfulfilled, like something's missing. And we can go digging, we can go analyzing, and we'll always find something there. But what we're looking for is an answer to move forward. Now, even though asking ourselves the non-rhetorical question, what am I here for? Because we really do want to know the answer. Because like living in a daze and you're just going through the motions, it's not something you want to do all the time, nor does it fulfill you. And perhaps you've climbed and conquered the business ladder. I mean, I know I've been there, I've done that, or achieved your childhood something. You might have achieved becoming an astronaut, or achieved becoming that accountant or lawyer or designer, or achieved what you always wanted to in a career purpose, or fulfilling your talents and your gifts. But you've got the house, the car, the love of your life, healthy children. You have it all on the outside, and yet inside it's still, that something's missing. So perhaps you had it all, and now you're in a place of despair. You keep asking yourself these questions and wondering what use it was gaining all that experience and knowledge in life to stand here at the end of the day with absolutely nothing that you can grasp and go, I'm doing something, like my life is actually meaning something. You ask yourself again, what am I here for? Now, how do you find or live your life purpose without going insane or anxious trying to find it or selling your soul? So what I first want to do is I want to define the words life purpose. Now, what I understand under purpose may not be what you understand. So if I may, I'll share my version, and it may be the same as yours or different. And there's no right or wrong, just a viewpoint. So for me, finding your life purpose hasn't really anything to do with your profession or career. It's not what you wanted to become. It's also not your why. For me, your purpose or your life purpose is the core of who you are. And this is where it all starts in finding your life purpose. First of all, you weren't made in a day. You needed time. Second of all, whilst you were being created, whilst you were born into this world and grew up amongst good and bad influences, you changed and stretched into who you are today. And even if you're not 100% sure of who that is, it's where your answers lie. So finding who we are and then knowing it in our core is often, pretty overwhelming. Now, I've written a book about this. It's called Sold Out, Your Guide to Finding Your Life Purpose. And there's an accompanying 50-page workbook. And I ask you questions to bring out the answers within you, to assist you in knowing yourself and your core. Now, I just want to add a little disclaimer over here. As with all things in life, when your soul isn't ready to receive, you won't be able to see, hear, or read anything to give you your answers. But because you might be seeking information today and wanting to listen to this, and this piqued your interest, your soul is searching, and I hope to enlighten you with some answers that you're seeking. But I digress. We're discussing the meaning of purpose, and I've stated that it's the core of who you are. So let me explain a little bit further. Now, what I want you to do is imagine yourself in a situation where you're at your lowest, where you really think and believe it cannot get any worse than this. And imagine meeting someone worse off than you. Now, this person will have a problem that will suddenly ignite your soul. It'll be a situation where you know beyond a shadow of doubt that you can help, empower, shift this person's gloomy situation. Irrespective of what gloomy state you may be in, you have this fire within you, ready to serve, helping to solve this one problem that you are instinctively phenomenal in. And this something within you is your life purpose. It's always been with you since you were born, even before that, if you believe in past lives. And it's not your career, profession, fame, status. It's the core of who you are. All right? Now, what does it help knowing your life purpose? Like a lot of questions, like I know when I discuss things like this with my mom, for example, she'll challenge me and she'll go, what's the purpose of knowing it? Like, why would you want to know it? Just live life and just go through the motion. And I found this such a great question because it made me think. And for me, it's when you know and are fulfilling your life purpose, you or I am confirming to myself and everyone else that I am the most important person in the world and that my cup is full. When my cup is empty, I can't serve. Like a car can't run on empty, neither can you. And I know of many people who have absolutely no interest in wanting to know their life purpose because they're too busy surviving with, like with Maslow's level of security, food, water, shelter. And yet there are moments when they ask themselves, as mentioned above, what am I here for? To work, sleep, work? Isn't there more to life than this? And when you're in the state of surviving, your focus is no longer on you, but on survival. And this depletes your energy and you're not able to serve. And purpose is a big thing about serving. Now, I need to mention something of importance. Should I forget somewhere along the line, the most important person in your life is you. If you don't take care of you first, everything around you can and will swallow you up and leave you out in the rain to wash away. No one cares about you the way you should care about you. Serving others when your cup is empty leads to depression, depletion, tiredness, sickness, and everything that's the opposite to when you put you first. So when your cup is full, you'll have more energy to serve others. I think you get the idea, right? So let me go back to the question. Why know your life purpose? Why stress yourself out wanting to know it, analyzing things, digging deeper, getting to know yourself? Because it gives your life direction and clarity. Now, as you grow up in life, love, entrepreneurship, you will always encounter highs and lows. It's part of life. Life is a game. You got to get to the next level. It's pretty exciting. And there will be highs and lows and frustrations and stagnation. And it's especially in these low moments when you feel that you're lost or not on track. And this is when your purpose will pull you back into or onto your life path. Let me give an example of one of my clients. Now, at Brand Sashka, I create your soul branding. We worked on her life purpose and it aligned with her business message. Now, business suddenly took a bit of a dive and there was no money coming in, which meant that her cash flow was diminishing despite bills still needing to be paid. There's still the reality of running a business. And in traditional marketing, she would have focused on pushing her services, selling with the intention of urgency and being desperate. When you're focusing on, I need money, I need money, I need money. And in her life, she created intentions out of fear. Old limiting beliefs, life patterns would come up of living out on the street, losing everything she built up and earned, not being able to provide for her children, being a failure. And she started the old pattern of worry. Now, I know we've all been there, right? And I sensed this, or the universe guided me where my eyes were open to this. So I contacted her to ask, is everything all right? Now, as you can imagine, she wasn't. So I reminded her of her life purpose, the core of who she is. At first, my client brushed the life purpose thing off. It's just words and it isn't bringing in money, Sashka. And I totally get that. And I reminded her, separate yourself from the situation. See yourself looking at the situation through your eyes rather than being in the situation. Then I asked her to see herself, the core of her purpose, and how she would handle the situation without the fear. It was a bit of a back and forth and struggle to fight past the fear and see herself separate from the situation. But once we got there, she was able to see the situation that she was in was like a level in a video game. And in order to get to the next level and score points, she had to go through this level. So we started working through what this level was wanting to teach her, which, by the way, I tell my clients to note these moments as these are the things that her soul group will go through and where she'll be able to assist them in their time of need. So this level had an incredible amount of personal development that needed to be worked on, because life and business, although they're two entities, it's not two entities. They're always working in conjunction with one another. And by remembering every single day who she was and her purpose, she was able to keep the situation as an entity apart from herself. In other words, the situation should not define who she is, but strengthen her. Now, her situation lasted almost a year, so it's not something that happened, dissipated over a night or something. And during this time, she worked on not panicking. We worked on being in control, reminding herself that this situation isn't happening to her, but with her, and that she was bigger than this situation. To keep calm and think rationally on how other avenues could be pursued to ensure money was coming in. Now, to not feel guilt and shame that she couldn't afford things for her children now, but that they would come, just not now. I mean, it was a big thing for her, and that it wasn't the end of the world, and to create moments that would pull the family together rather than separate them based on financial losses. You know, because we don't have to give in and always just give. Remember, your cup needs to be full. So by doing this, she was also enhancing her life's purpose and mastering her craft. You see, the focus wasn't on the problem, but on the solution. And she had all the answers within her. We just had to ask the right questions. And this changed everything. Now, when the situation comes up, she's not hiding behind fear and letting it control her, but rather she's living her life purpose and living by example to serve others, because she's walking the talk. Because her life purpose aren't just words anymore, they are living and breathing, and she's able to stay in her lane, and she's the only one who can bring it to life by living it daily and mastering her craft. Now, does everyone have a life purpose? Hell yes, they do. Freaking hell. Isn't that wonderful? I mean, we're not here to live a Groundhog Life Day, you know? Remember that movie, Bill Murray? Everything in our lives don't happen to us. We're in moments in our lives, good and bad, that makes us stronger. And there are some shit, ugly, horrible things in this world that make me shudder, which is why we as beacons of hope have a purpose to serve others, to help them find their purpose, to become beacons of light. I personally find that in order for us to help others, we need to help ourselves first, because when we are strong, we're able to hold more than we think we can carry. I mean, we're only pushed to a limit when we know that that limit is actually a limit. But once we go past it, we're so much bigger, and we know that we're made for something bigger as well. Now I work with incredible clients who are helping to heal the world one person at a time, and they're doing it better when they're grounded in their life purpose, becoming unshakable visionary leaders, where they know it's not my career or my talents or my gifts. These are byproducts of what my life purpose is, because I could do anything, I could be anything, but what keeps me constant is the life purpose. The thing is, what some people also ask is, do my gifts and talents have anything to do with my life purpose? And I love this question because in my opinion, I see your gifts and talents as part of your life's purpose's personality. I'm going to take myself for an example. Now, my life's purpose is to re-empower the visionary underdog to become legendary leaders. Now, my gifts and talents are a lot of things, okay? Because we are all multi-passionate. All of us are multi-passionate. And that's why it's often difficult to just focus on one thing, like just do accounting, when you are passionate about music and passionate about producing music or designing or healing people. There's two, you can combine everything. I don't feel that it has to be two separate things, that you can combine everything. Now, my gifts and talents, I can sing, dance, act, cook, organize, solve problems, run businesses, strategize, chunk down, listen, and the list goes on. And all these talents and gifts, they assist me in fulfilling my life's purpose. They are also gifts and talents that I have perfected over the years and mastered. I've studied and excelled at drama and dance, and I use this when I speak to thousands of people on stage or when I teach dance fitness classes. But it's not directly linked to my life's purpose or my business. I see them as my assistants. You see, what I found, and it's something I write about in my book and Sold Out, that what we've always wanted to become, be it an actress, writer, singer, firefighter, astronaut, and so forth, are facades that were masking a certain life area in our lives, which are almost always one of our recurring stumbling and learning blocks in life. For example, I always wanted to become a super famous Hollywood actress. And the underlying reason why was because I wanted to have so much money that I could be and do whatever I wanted and never have any family feuds that were caused by money. I would be rich enough to give everyone what they wanted and stop the arguments. You see, my stumbling block was, and not so much anymore, the financial life area. So becoming an actress is my talent and gift, but not necessarily linked to my life purpose. Does that make sense? I would love to hear your feedback to this, either writing me at podcast@brandsashka.com or even leaving comments, iTunes, reviews, SoundCloud. Let me know what you think. So the question is now, how do you find your life purpose? Now, there are a gazillion people offering information about this, and I'm hoping that you will buy my book so that you can go through very simple examples. The book is super easy to read. You could probably read it within an hour, 2 hours, work through the workbook. They're fun examples. And it's not so much about finding your passion or finding things that you love doing and your talents and your gifts, because I know you know this. It's more about taking those things that you know and putting the puzzle together. Okay? So how do you find your life purpose? And in my opinion, recognizing you need to ask the right questions to bring out the right answers within you. Okay? That your life purpose isn't your career status or profession, because you're multi-talented, you're multi-passionate. There are a lot of things and a lot of facets to you, but there's one core thing that keeps you grounded. That your life purpose is a ball of fire within you, ready to serve, very important that word, serve, those who are within your soul group to assist them in their journey to finding their life purpose and becoming their biggest version of themselves. And that it's not your gifts or talents. They're just adding to your super awesomeness. So in closing, I wanted to state that finding your purpose shouldn't be the heavens opening up and showering you with laurels and gifts, nor should it leave you anxious, depleted, and feeling worthless by not finding it. Finding your life purpose is within you. It's just rediscovering it again, because we've pushed it down a little bit and we've gone through life and we've had to learn things in order to explore ourselves a little bit more, so that when we come to this place of what am I here for and wanting to know more about ourselves and finding that life purpose, that it suddenly just goes click. It all just fits together. And it's not a painful experience. It's going to bring you joy and freedom. And whenever you're going through really rough times or really low times or some up times, you're always able to stay in your lane, because you know, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is who I'm supposed to be serving and why I'm supposed to be doing this. And it's your own personal awakening and journey, and it evolves over time. So don't stress, okay? Now, I have assisted many in finding the missing puzzle pieces to finding their life purpose and aligning it with their life and their businesses. Because the thing is, what I learned when I was working in corporate was that I'd focus more on the product and creating a brand built around the product and all the marketing around the product, but forgetting it's not something that you taught, that focusing on that core, on that essence of your brand, the soul, is what actually gives life to your products and your services. So if I'm just focusing on the outer shell, there's going to be no life. There's nothing there to actually make me as a client want to buy anything from you. So I need to see that soul. And in order to see the soul in business, I first work on the life purpose and then we align it then with your life and with your business so that it's all one harmony. Okay. Now, I've helped so many people step into their higher selves and a higher level of their own selves. I mean, when you find your life purpose and then align it then with your products and your services and your brand and branding, you suddenly see a version of yourself where you're like, oh my God, I'm actually that person, that higher feeling, that bigness that I always wanted to be, but always felt, but didn't know how to step into it. And a lot of my clients are then ready to make the impact. They take that leap because it's like, I can't sit back and not let my message not be heard anymore. I've been given this for a purpose and I need to bring it to people. So just knowing your life purpose is one thing, but fulfilling it and implementing it is another. And what's the most important though is wanting to find it and fulfill it, leaving you standing rooted and strong and a beacon of light to others. Because let's be honest, you were born an original. Why would you want to die a copy? So that's me, folks. A little bit on life purpose for you. I hope it served you. Please let me know in the reviews and write us podcast@brandsashka.com. I read all the comments. My team send it to me as well, and we go through it, and we really appreciate your feedback. And if you have a topic that you're really keen on hearing something about and you really like answers to, give us a shout, podcast@brandsashka.com. So it's over to you again, folks. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And next week is another episode of being inspired with creativity from movers and shakers around the world who want to make an impact using their life purpose and not just doing nothing. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Love you all. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye. Dang, that was just supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I enjoyed having you on board, and please do me and you a favor. Head on over to iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher. Click subscribe, and a super bonus, leave your review and you stand a chance of being announced and advertised on the show. I'm always striving to ensure that your brand is uplifted and empowered. Remember, done is better than perfect. So be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and send in your feedback too. You're the absolute best. Keep rocking.